All right, I'm live again. Oh, light's different today. Yeah, or this afternoon now. Anyway, so what I wanted to work on, work on. Look at that, work on. What I wanted to bring into light and into attention today was my true end result. Yeah, of in not for the money, not for the money, not for the success, not for the fame, not for the validation, not for the judger, not for the prover, not for my ego, but just for fun, a challenge, just for fun. $15,000 in 15 minutes. It's like, oh, that's my challenge. And like, how do I do that? Is provide you with 500% returns in 15 minutes. And it's building trust that way from a fundamental structure that works under all situations and structures, and it's to help you see again, help, man, so that you can be aware of your patterns, where you are on your journey. And so much of that for me is to experience it and allow yourself to experience it. One of the things that I've been kicking around this week is how to be an emotional man. I hid my emotions, and in all reality, I wouldn't allow love. I couldn't receive love, nor could I give love. Now, the world, from the world's perspective, from me growing up as like in the child and the structure in that part, I said, yes, I would love from a ego sense, but it was from protecting my true heart, my authentic self, which I think so many of us are so afraid to bring into the world. And I think that's part of what this is my message to change that it's okay to, like, we have to have emotions in our creations. And as a society, we have to allow them. That means, like, there's a practice, there's a skill in being vulnerable. There's a skill in listening and allowing and receiving and gifting, and all in love without judge. And so in that is like, oh, it's to take ourselves back to our beginning patterns so that we can see them. And I want to start with feeling the words. So when you think of hot, what's there for you? And just go as a child. And what do you think? What do you see? What do you feel when you say hot? Good. Now compare that to cold. See how it's the other side. Now, if I say happy, what do you say? Happy. What do you say? And just notice the feeling, the difference, the opposite. I say success. When you win, when you're right, when things are good. Just feel it. Success. And what's the opposite? Failure. Yeah, that's for me, failure. Not to tell you, it's failure. Mm. Lose. Bad. Wrong. Limit. Mm. Give. What's opposite of give and give and give and receive. What type of society gives and takes? One that we're creating. This is the power of our patterns. This is the power of giving our power away. And your ego now will now try to back out because it was a light has been shown on it, like, oh, I'm wrong, right? And you're a judger, and you're just notice how you're trying to backpedal and celebrate. Just allow it. There. Only when we allow it can we be free from it. How does that feel now? How is that different? How is that a demonstration? Put it in the chat. So just imagine what a child, you, a baby, line up 1,000 babies. And what do you think that they would all learn first? I think good and bad would be one. Yeah, it's like that's got to be an early pattern, an early thing that we would pick up on, good and bad. Yeah. Survival and threats, right? We're pretty good at that. So that's fear and safe, fear and safe. So what I like looking at is like there's some things here is like if we look at it like positive and negative, like that's a pretty big bucket. Mine and not mine. Ooh. Mine and not mine. See, it can only be one or the other. And give and take. Yeah. See, when it's mine, it's only a give and a take. So you can see where this pattern has come from. It's way, way back there. And this is really what shows up around this is in love. We all want love. We all want to belong. And like this is the biggest society resistance we face today is to allow love because we give and we take. We can't give and receive. We can't just allow it. Hence the judger, the ego. It's part of awareness. It's part of waking up. It's part of seeing that we are powerful creators when we choose what we want. So it's the words have feelings. And we can begin to listen to them. We can listen to our feelings and hear like what's different is so often we avoid resistance. We avoid being uncomfortable. Our patterns are to stay safe, stay comfortable. And so we avoid things that are different. Just think what that also shuts down. So that is how we can change our patterns, notice our patterns, change our patterns, is by choosing a new perspective. I choose it this way. And so now it's like, oh, what's the obvious action? Give and receive. What? I just feel give and receive. What do I give? Oh, look at that. Doesn't that feel good? It's like, what would I be giving? Give more of that. Yes, yes. And then what will I receive? What do I want? And just notice what comes to what answer you get, what symbol, what feeling. Ooh, I got a big rush of heart right there. Hmm. And just celebrate. Celebrate your awareness. Celebrate, oh, how can I have this now? What can I be doing? And then teach your body that it's okay, that it's safe to change, that it's okay to be this person. See, one of the biggest ways that we give away our power, our GPA, is that we say, in the future, it will be better when. How will it be better? We just blankly think, we just blindly think that it'll be better when, for me, when I have my money, it's usually when we get some material thing because the world has convinced us that is what it means to be successful. And then we can get in a trap of just more and more and more and more and never be happy. Never get it. An unresolvable loop. That is what these sabotaging loops, these sabotaging patterns, these negative patterns do, keep us trapped, oscillating, a pendulum. We're stuck in an oar. We can't see what's happening around us. You hate to hear it because it's not like you're wrong, but you're so defensive of being right. You can't allow other perspectives. And this is all we're doing. Just please, like, listen is like, here is like, we're just providing a different perspective, something else. You can always choose the old, the way that it's always been. You can always choose that, but more than likely when you're aware, you won't. And this is so much our pattern of avoiding what we don't want, thinking it's going to give us what we want. So see how we go off track. We're not we're not clear. We're not clear on what we want. We think that when we get this hurdle, oh, it'll be right there. And every time we get over to the top of the mountain, we know there's another one. It's like, oh, the journey's just to be on top of the mountain. So what do I have now? What do I want? And learn to create it. That is what we're doing, is learning the creation, the process of it, the thing that we've been evolving into. And so this is a way, like, first is to become aware of your starting position, your starting patterns, how you're producing the life now. And so often we're so focused on the past from our fear, from our scarcity, from our limitations, that we can't turn and see the opposite, look in the other direction, see the opportunities and the possibilities. And those that can need to create this space for those that can't. And that is the society that is the best society that I can think of. How about you? Like, how would you want it to be? Not how it is or how it isn't. Rather, how would I want it to be? And be that, live into that, create that. And that's when we can start with, what do I want, becomes clear. And it's not like our expectations. Creation is not like our expectations. It's not controlled. It's not planned. It's not thought out. And there's more aspects for us to listen to. And so just notice mine and not mine. Just notice that pattern. And notice in that it's an or, it's a fight. It's a survival. And it's like, does it always have to be a fight? Because it's like my pattern is always a fight, which I can say, oh, it's like my tendency is to be negative, to be hostile, to be angry. And when I realized, oh my God, that is my pattern half the time, it's like, why? What's making that? I'm choosing it. Why am I choosing that pattern? And when I could see it, it's like, oh, those things, I'm going for that. And it's like, wow, that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, oh, little child made this up. And it's like, no, I need to align this way. We need to go this direction. And it's like, oh, it's completely different and all the same, but completely different. It's like simple, but not easy. And so just wanted to share those perspectives and how we get trapped and locked in our limitations. I hope that was helpful. I hope that the perspective, like one of the tips I left here was like to listen to audiobooks, to videos, YouTube, all of that. Listen to it at, a 1.5 speed, like 1.25, just up to a point that you can listen. You'll become a different listener. Yeah. And you'll improve your skills with what you're already doing, and you add up the hours, it's significant. And so my aim is to provide you with a 500% return on your investment. That's your time, energy, money, and lost opportunities for being here for 15 minutes with me. And in that is like my underneath that in my side of my, like, how do I know I get there is $15,000 in 15 minutes. That's how I know I'm there. I'm not there yet. I don't know what it'll look like, but it's like we are in that creating together. So make it a wonderful day. Leave a comment. Let me know what's landing, what's good for you, what you like, what you don't like, and what's changing. Take care. Not yet. And so it's like, again, not for the money, but as the game, for fun, for elf, easy, light, and fun living. So it's like I go in love, at peace, with passion and power and purpose, aiming, aligning, awareness, igniting, creating, to realize, to shift our perspective that we are just powerful creators. And when we step into that power and begin to create from it together, that is the best humanity that I can imagine. And that is what I want for my kids. That is what I want for us. And that is exciting. Have a great day.